Hello, I warmly welcome you to a little making of for my audiovisual audiobook Adrian Helt, The Black Rose. The completely fictional plot revolves around the fictitious character Adrian Christopher Helt, a B&D agent in his early 40s, recently divorced, and once again on a dangerous mission of global significance. An influential oligarch from Kazakhstan, it seems, is power-hungry and has ambitious goals. She has an IT specialist from South Korea kidnapped to gain access to the world's most advanced AI technology. She wants to use it for military purposes and her insatiable power hunger. Hel's task is to track her and the fourth Korean and to uncover their schemes. His mission leads him from South Korea to Kenya and Jordan, and ultimately to South America. On his journey around the world, he unexpectedly receives help from a young Korean taxi driver with remarkable IT skills, as well as from an aging CIA agent who will still be of significant assistance to him. When he meets the young wife of one of his adversaries, who is supposed to provide him with important information, he is smitten. Time is running out, and the situation is worsening, not least because the AI technology is already being successfully used by dark forces. The implementation of the project is only reasonably feasible due to the so-called artificial intelligence, which has been available to everyone for some time, such as ChatGPT, which understands and generates language in highly optimized forms as mathematical patterns. ChatGPT describes, sometimes very idiosyncratically, image elements that I previously sketched in great detail, thus helping to quickly transform imagination into pixels via, for instance, Midjourney. Consistent characters, or rather relatively consistent, can be achieved through a link to a reference photo. However, the architecture of AI image generation is overwhelmed when trying to consistently depict two different people, and usually mixes the visual features of both people in one image, which can sometimes be very funny. Only if one is not dependent on it simply working as one wants it to with the AI. It should not be surprising that in most scene images only one of the main actors is visible. And when there are occasionally several, they are pieced together with Photoshop. As mentioned before, the consistency of the images is not quite perfect, so the actors in a scene can quickly change nuances of their wardrobe or eye color with the new AI language models. You also save on a variety of speakers, which can now be replaced by AI with relatively good and natural speech patterns that, of course, can fluently speak any language without issue. I only fully created the music myself and arranged it with FL Studio. The text is mostly mine in terms of content, but I had some passages supplemented or improved by my ghostwriter ChatGPT, or at least completely translated into English. Let's move on to the practical part. As of January 6th, 2025, the story is written up to chapter 21, and chapters 1 to 19 have been implemented on YouTube so far. The script, as I'll simply call it, I open in a tab in the browser. Additionally, a file containing information about the voices at Elevenlabs, the decibel correction of the voices in the video editor. I use Premiere Pro, as well as an optical and biographical description of the characters. The links to the reference images, which I made at the very beginning for all important characters, are only needed for the first time in Midjourney. Later, the module remembers them and you can simply copy and paste them. Then I have ChatGPT translate the German text into English and generate the respective audio files. Narrator, actors, Afterwards, I use ChatGPT and my imagination to help me describe the scenes of the action sections as precisely as possible. And Journey generates 4 images for me, which sometimes make you smile due to their surreal nature. Many of the images are visually very appealing and useful, often fitting very well with the emotions I want to convey, but not always. In the end, there are often far too few images created to generate somewhat exciting scenes or to achieve sufficient camera and perspective changes, which is especially useful for longer text sections to avoid boring the audience. The scenes also include sound effects, which I have described by ChatGPT and implemented through the sound generator from Elevenlabs. Unfortunately, the result is not always usable, but with a little patience, it works out. Finally, I try to underscore the mood of the images musically. For this, I use FL Studio, in which I already created a film music preset. This includes, among other things, a plugin that contains high-quality orchestral instruments, as well as a selection of oriental instruments. Theoretically, music production alone is already an act that can drive any partner of a one-man video production company to despair, because one does not move away from their PC all day. Thus, time becomes the most precious resource and the limiting factor for quality. With some luck, the mastering is right in the end, so that the stuff sounds somewhat good on the phone. Once all the fiddly work is done, the scenes are arranged, the voices, sound design and music are adjusted, the video can be generated and uploaded to YouTube. As of today, the action videos currently have around 30 clicks, so I keep telling myself it's for my enjoyment. Besides, hardly anyone else has to like the videos, and it's still great to create something. In fact, the videos with the soundtrack have more clicks, but I will never fully understand YouTube's so-called algorithm anyway. Thank you for watching, and if you like my work, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave me comments. By the way, negative comments actually support the algorithm, so feel free to write anything you want, as long as it's something you would say if the most important representatives of your family were standing right behind you.